Hello and welcome back into my kitchen, everybody. So we are going through my family cookbook, and I'm not going to make everything in here, even though I would like to. But when I used to go to my mama's house, she had like a cake pan, and I know y'all remember what kind. It was like the glass bottom with the tin top. And when I would go and peek under that, and there was a pound cake in there, it was a good day. And so I want to share my mama's lemon pound cake. Actually, I think it's called the 7-Up pound cake. Let me look. It is a 7-Up cake. So come on, let's make one. Easy peasy. I got Big Red out today. She's heavy, y'all, heavy. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put our shortening in, and we're gonna use a 1/2 cup. So get that in there. And then we're gonna add 3 cups of sugar. A lot of sugar going on. And then we're gonna put this down, and we're gonna get her going. Now, pound cake doesn't really have a season to me. It's good in the summer, winter, spring, fall. It's just a good, solid cake. You can eat it with ice cream. You can eat it by itself. It's great with coffee. It's good for breakfast. I don't know any time that's not a good time for it. So we're just gonna get that stirred up. Get it all together. We're gonna put 2 sticks of butter in. Get that one. In goes number 2. I'm gonna go throw these away while y'all watch. So we just want to get that all creamed together. Then we're going to add our flour, and then we're going to add 5 eggs. Now I leave my eggs out at room temperature, and trying to find my favorite little spoon here. I guess this one will do. It's not like my fave, but oh, there it is. Y'all forget as much as I do. I'm telling you, I can remember songs from 45 years ago, 50 years ago. Can't remember, excuse me, what I did with my spatula. Can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago. Creaming that together. We're gonna stop it. Just gonna look through there, make sure that looks good. That's worth eating right there, right? Okay, we'll go ahead and we're gonna turn this back on, and we're gonna slowly add in some flour. Just gonna use our little spoon here, and this is 3 cups of flour. So you got 3 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour. Let me get over here so you can see. Gonna kind of slowly pour that in. Pound cakes are a dense cake, but they are so moist and so good. I can't wait to smell it in the oven. I think it's also like a cake. You know, a lot of kids just like the really, really sugary birthday cakes and that kind of thing. But kids tend to like these a little better than some of the other cakes that we make. Like, you say the word carrot cake in front of my grandkids, and they're like, ooh, no. I love carrot cake, by the way. All right, so we got our flour going. I lost my, there it is. I'm telling you. Ah, there it goes. Okay, so I already got the eggs cracked. So we're gonna kind of pop these in here one at a time. We're just gonna, there's one. So this takes 5 eggs. 2. 3. She's starting to, let's turn it up. 1, 4, and 5. So 5 eggs. And then we're gonna put in a teaspoon of vanilla. Love vanilla. Just gotta give it a smell. So good. And then the star of the show that we're putting in here is 7-Up. And we are gonna use 1 whole cup of 7-Up. So we'll just pour that in here. We're gonna let the fizzies die down a little to make sure we got the right amount. There we go. And then you can drink the rest. We're just gonna slowly add it in there. And now she's gonna get going. She's like, give me a drink. Do y'all have any good memories in the kitchen with your grandmother, your mother, your aunts, your cousins? I think some of the best memories are always made in the kitchen around food, and I know cooking is my love language. If I cook for you, you know I love you. But it always makes my heart happy to put something on the table or under the cake pan tin that everybody enjoys. All right. We're gonna give that a good, I'm gonna turn it up just a minute. Make sure it's all in there. Whoa. Whoa, Red, whoa. Now, can you imagine when they didn't have like these electric mixers, the beating your arm would have to take to stir these things? And I can remember like my grandma just pounding in there with a spoon. There we go. Let's get all that off there. I just gotta smell it. So good, so good, so good. All right, so we're gonna put this aside just a second. We got it all incorporated good. I'm gonna move old Red back, and we're gonna get our bundt pan. And I've got to grab, you can just come with me. Just come on with me. Let me turn you around here. I gotta grab my shortening to get the pan done with and some flour. As much as I think I've got everything together before I start doing this, I don't. I never do. If you hang around long enough, you'll probably get a laugh or two, because I'm gonna mess something up, forget something. On other social media that I do, it's a live cooking room, and they have to remind me, take it out of the oven, your bread's burning. I even caught my melted one of my cutting boards. So listen, you just got to get back in there and do it. So I just put some on a paper towel like this, and then let me get y'all down here so you can see. Get all this other stuff out of the way, and you just want to grease it right here. Want to go all around that middle part, and then you want to go all the way up on the sides. Want to make sure everything gets greased up good, because she will stick if you don't. Can always go overboard just a little if you want, because you just want to make sure every little nook and cranny in these pans are greased up, so that when you do it, it's not going to stick and you'll have a pretty cake. So the way a bundt pan is made, you just got to make sure you get through all these and all around there. Let's see, a little place there I didn't get. Everything else looks pretty good. There we go. There we go. So that's all greased up, all the parts there. And then you're just going to take a little bit of flour and go around like that. And then I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to shake it over the trash can. Well, I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to give a little time within this. Apparently my video paused. I don't know why, unless I had a phone call or something. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to kind of wipe off this a little bit. And this right there, so it don't burn. We want all good smells coming out of the kitchen. And then we're going to put this in a 325-degree oven. Let's put her in the oven. I'm going to wash my hands again. Come on with me. Ba-ba-bum. There we go. I don't know about y'all, but I like to soak my dishes as they go, because I like cooking, but I'm not much about loving the cleanup. I do it because I like a clean kitchen. But this is what I use. So, you know when they say to do the toothpick test? Well, a pound cake is kind of thick. But whatever I'm baking, I will use this, unless it's, you know, something little. But this is a skewer, and it will go all the way down. But if you try to use a little toothpick, you're not going to quite get to that part. So next time you're at the grocery store or wherever, pick up some of these wooden skewers, and they're just like giant toothpicks. And you can put it in your cake and see if it's done. Now I'll be back as soon as we get this out of the oven. It's been about 45 minutes, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna see what's happening. We're gonna put our toothpick in here. Not quite done. It came out, it looks clean, but you can see right there, it's still cooking. So there's a lot of batter in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this piece of foil and I'm gonna cover the top so the top doesn't get so brown. And we're gonna leave it in there about, we'll try it again in about 12 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 12 minutes. We're just gonna put the foil right over the top there, just loose, just like that. Check it back again in 12 minutes and see. Now, my video died while I was, I don't know, it didn't die, it cut off, it paused when I greased the pan, so I had to go back and watch the first part. So what you do is you grease that pan all over, just like we just did, and then you put your flour in it, and then you just shake the flour all around in it, and you pop it on the bottom and get out all the extra. Pour your batter in, make sure it's in evenly, and then you put it in the oven. I don't know what happened, but anyway, here we are. So let's wait 12 minutes with my hiccups and come back. Okay, so it's been about 65, almost 70 minutes in the oven. I've checked it a couple of times. We're gonna check it again. It should be about ready. With your pound cake at 325, it's usually gonna take anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes depending on your oven. But we covered it with foil because it's getting a little brown on top. So let's check it out now. I don't know that I can get y'all close enough, but we'll try. We'll get you right there. Let's look. Do it in a couple of spots, kind of in the middle there. It come out clean. So now what we gotta do is we're gonna take this out and we're gonna let it cool about 12 to 15 minutes. You don't want it to get completely cool, but you want it to cool off a little bit so that it won't stick. And that's always the scary thing about a pound cake, is how it's gonna come out of that pan. But what you didn't see on the video, let me take that out and we'll talk for just a minute. So that's what it looks like right now. We're gonna let this cool. I'm gonna sit it over there on the stove and we'll let it cool about 12 to 15 minutes, not much longer than that. Go ahead and shut this oven. Turn that off. There we go. So when you want to grease your pan really good with, I use shortening. You can use Baker's Joy, whatever. I'd rather use Baker's Joy because some of the other ones, they tend to, you just need a flour and a shortening based covering on that pan. Now, the first thing that I took out, I wish my video hadn't stopped. That's kind of a bummer. Where's the blue one that I had? I just spend all my time looking for everything, but while this cake's been cooking, I did wash my dishes over here. Oh, here it is. You just want to get like a, you can get like one of these little brushes and you can just make sure that oil is spread into every little nook and cranny there. And then it shouldn't stick. And then your flour, when you dust it with flour after your shortening, just make sure that you're tapping around the edges so that it's not clumped up anywhere. If you're making a chocolate pound cake, you can dust it with cocoa powder. Some of the other things you might want to know about cooking a pound cake is that you want your ingredients. I know I said that we left our eggs, we got them to room temperature first. You also want your butter to be at room temperature, and it just kind of makes a fluffier cake. The 7-Up in it is, you know, going to activate some of that fluffiness as well. And then you just don't want to let it cool too long. About 12 to 15 minutes is good. And then we're going to turn it over and we're going to see what happens. Are you ready? Because I don't know. We'll try it. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes of cooling. I'm going to take just a little bit of butter and put on my cake plate here. I'm a little nervous about this cake coming out right. It doesn't feel good. So we'll see. Y'all might get to see me mess up a cake, but I bet it'll still be good to eat. So if it happens, you know, it happens. It'll still be good. Let's go get it. Here we go. It smells delicious. I'm gonna put y'all down here a little more. And then we're just gonna kind of take this and kind of make sure around the edges. That feels okay. We might be okay and we may not, who knows. Right there is where I'm a little worried because it crumbles pretty easy. There we go. All right, y'all ready for this? Or not ready for this? We're just gonna do our plate like that. And then we're gonna turn it over like that. You can do this on a wire rack. And then we're just gonna tap it a little. Let me see. Still pretty hot. And nothing. There's two tricks when your pan won't come out. One, you can sit it in a pan of hot water. I don't think this is stuck because we let it cool too long, because I only let it cool like, I don't know, 12 to 15 minutes. We need a little magic. A little magic. I'm gonna turn it back over while that water's going. I think it's hanging up there in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. Where's mine? There it is. All right, y'all can count the times I say, where is mine? I think we might be hanging up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around it right there. And then the rest of it feels loose, so I don't know. We might try it one more time now that we did that middle part, because the edges are feeling really loose. But right around the ring here, and I know I greased that good. We're just gonna take what we get here. We may have an earthquake cake. I'm still posting this. I don't care how it comes out. We are hitting the post button. All right, let's try that again. And then the water will be hot if we need it. I'm just gonna take it, invert it over. Ooh. Oh boy. Do you want to see? Do we even want to see? We got a piece down. We got one man down. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just go in there and we're gonna grab that. We're gonna try not to tear it much. We're gonna do like a puzzle. Look at that. How will they know? I mean, how will they know? All right, let's get the other piece. Just like a puzzle. It probably is a little, I probably could have took it out about 5 minutes before. Is that the way that goes? There it is. Look at that. Is there another piece? I don't know if we want that on there. That kind of looks good enough. But just because. Now, I don't usually get it this brown, so it'll still be good. But just saying, I would like it to be a little bit lighter. And we'll get us a little dish here. And we'll cut us off a piece. We're gonna get a small piece. There we go. Ooh, she's hot. All right. I'm gonna make that just a little smaller by pushing that together a little bit. I'm gonna scoot her over. And look there. I wish my grandkids would come over tomorrow and peek under the pan. I know one that will. And get him a piece. All right, so let's try it, because we always got to try our food. Oh, wait a minute. One moment. Hold, please. Let's move all that out of the way. So while the cake was cooking, I made some coffee, y'all. All right, so we got a fresh cup of coffee. We got some pound cake. Let's try this. Let's see how we did. Cheers. Not disappointed at all in the taste. Very good. And the coffee, perfect. All right, so that is our 7-Up pound cake. Look at her, we just kind of folded her together. This doesn't always cover a big pound cake. So we're gonna put that over that. And there you go. The crust, even it is a little brown, it is still so good and so moist. Look at that. Let me get y'all nice and close. Look how flaky that is. And I kind of like that brown. Kind of like the way that's tasting. All right. Another bite of cake. And some coffee. I give it a 10. I'll give it a 10 for myself. Really, really good. So the pound cakes are heavy. They're a little bit harder to make sure that they're done, to come out of that pan. But if you ever have trouble getting it out of your pan, you can get like a bigger pan and put hot water and set it up to about right there in some hot water. And especially if you've let it cool too long, it just kind of gets all that fat, kind of melts it again, and you know, from the butter and the shortening, and it'll kind of loosen up. But if you didn't grease your pan good enough, or maybe got too much flour in it, that's another reason that it kind of sticks. So when you're greasing your pan, grease it good, but you want to do it right before you put your batter in and right before you get in, put it in the oven, because you don't want it to, you want it to still be fresh in there. Get a little pastry brush, make sure you get all of this. This seems to be the culprit of where it sticks a lot of times, but you can see where mine kind of went in there. I thought I greased it good, so you got to grease it really good. Anyway, it was good spending some time with y'all, and I'll get better with this. I'm usually live cooking. I don't film a lot, but everybody keeps asking for recipes. And when you're live, like on TikTok, it's hard to watch the chat, watch what you're cooking, tell the recipe, all those things. And there's just a lot of rules over there. So that's why I came here. And I'm hoping to meet a lot of you. Look forward to getting to know you. I will come live on here. I just started this like 2 days ago, so I think I need a few more followers. I've got to let all my TikTok people know. And also on Facebook. So if you want more Southern goodness recipes, we are going through this family cookbook. And we're talking about our memories. We're talking about the food that we love. We're cooking it up in here, getting to know each other, and just making friends. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you next time.